stay about 100 meters away, even if you just see a little head poking out of the water like Helen is showing us. And that is about 400 yards. And although it seems like a pretty far distance, to put into perspective, it would be about 10 docks. But they are very active creatures. As you can see, you can probably see that from afar. And if you don't actually see those high energy acrobatics, you can probably hear them, since Pacific white-sided dolphins are known to be very vocal. And if you listen carefully, we could hear some of those vocals now.
Kita rendam. Ada sih dia, പറയാൻ വന്നിട്ട് തീരെ ഇതുണ്ട്.
Well, it sounds like Hannah and Helen made all kinds of noise for us here this afternoon. Perhaps we can reciprocate that with a warm round of applause on a chilly day here at the Vancouver Aquarium. And we hope that everyone does get the opportunity to see these wonderful animals out in the ocean, because every single sighting is valuable to us. It allows researchers to add to the existing information about these magnificent animals that are our neighbors. In fact, just on November 29th, a few days ago, someone said something to our wildwhales.org website and said that as they were leaving the Horseshoe Bay ferry terminal, there was about 500 Pacific white-sided dolphins along the ferry. So we know this information because of great folks like you who are sharing that with us, so we can see how these animals are living locally. But one observation that researchers have made, unfortunately, is that these dolphins do face a lot of threats out there in the ocean. And as we already know by their stories, both Hannah and Helen have been entangled in fixed fishing nets off the coast of Japan. Now, Helen bears those scars a little bit more obvious. If you see and notice, her pectoral flippers are partially removed. She's in the center there, going off in the opposite direction. But both of her pectoral flippers needed to be removed in order to save her life. And we know that humans are a major threat to these beautiful animals, whether it is through increased boat traffic or lack of accessible seafood. As humans, we share the planet with some pretty phenomenal animals. It is our responsibility to ensure that they have a safe place to live. Luckily, Hannah and Helen have been helping us learn more about them by participating in some meaningful research that was helping us learn more about the metabolics of these animals. Now, as we've noticed, they are known to be one of the most acrobatic species of dolphin in the entire world. Luckily for that, we have them right here to prove that as a point. But not only are they acrobatic, they are extremely hydrodynamic. Due to that sleek torpedo shape, they can get to some fairly incredible speeds. And hopefully we'll have the opportunity to maybe see that today. But just to give you an idea, these animals can go faster than what you're supposed to drive in Stanley Park. So that is over 35 kilometers per hour or 22 miles per hour. Now, Hannah and Helen are pretty amazing. In order to participate in this research, the trainers had to teach them to do something a little bit out of the norm. Are you ready? Stay still for 10 minutes. On a cold day like today, a bit of a challenge, right? But we were successful by asking the dolphins to station for about 10 minutes at a time as we had a floating dome at the surface of the water that would then calculate the oxygen level these animals are using while they're staying still. Finally, in 2012, researchers realized that one dolphin, such as, give her a round of applause, it's a beautiful signature breach for this species, but these animals need about 15,000 calories per day in order to survive. So that's comparable to eating about 68 salmon, maybe 80 herring, or how about 50 cheeseburgers a day. So what that leads us to believe is these dolphins do need a fair bit of access to a lot of seafood out there. And here at the Vancouver Aquarium, we want to know every single sighting you see, because that does help researchers know and track these animals, as we've been able to do so successfully over the last 30 years in house now due to great folks like yourselves. As a nonprofit organization, we are dedicated to conserving all aquatic life, and it is with your help that researchers will reveal the secrets of marine animals such as Pacific white-sided dolphins, which is key to their continued survival. So on behalf of the training team, Paula and Charlotte, the beautiful